Marvel didn't just release another trailer, they quietly revealed the biggest clue about Doctor Doom's entire story. At first glance, it looks like a normal character trailer, but if you slow it down, almost every shot answers questions fans have been asking for months. Who is this version of Victor Von Doom? Why does Sue Storm already know him? Why are Earth's strongest heroes sitting there looking completely defeated? And why does Doom keep talking about people living stolen lives? The scariest part, this trailer may have already spoiled the emotional core of Avengers Doomsday. Let's break down every major detail. Before we even get into the trailer, two huge characters are basically confirmed. The first one is official. Hayley Atwell is returning. That means Peggy Carter is officially part of Avengers Doomsday. When Marvel announced the cast, Hayley Atwell was introduced alongside Chris Evans, making her return almost impossible to ignore. Even though Peggy wasn't part of Fantastic Four First Steps, adding her here opens the door for many more surprise appearances across the multiverse. The second character isn't officially confirmed, but the hints are getting stronger. Robert Downey Jr. recently interacted with a Deadpool cosplayer during an event, and the conversation teased the possibility of even more surprise characters joining the movie. It doesn't confirm Deadpool, but considering Deadpool now has direct access to the TVA and can literally jump across timelines whenever he wants, a cameo feels more possible than ever. It doesn't need to be a huge role. Even a short fourth wall-breaking appearance would instantly become one of the biggest crowd-pleasing moments in the film. Now, let's get into the trailer. The entire trailer revolves around one person, Victor Von Doom. Not just what he's doing, but who he used to be. The trailer opens with Sue Storm's narration. Victor was always the smartest man in every room. As she says that, we see Doom sitting on his massive throne. Behind him is an enormous mural that immediately catches attention. We've already seen hints of this throne through recent merchandise leaks, but seeing it fully realized makes Doom look less like a dictator and more like a king. But Sue's dialogue raises an even bigger question. She calls Victor the smartest man in every room. That's strange, because Reed Richards has always been considered Marvel's greatest scientific mind, so why is Sue describing Victor that way? The answer may be much bigger than people realize. This strongly suggests Sue personally knew Victor before everything fell apart. Remember, during Fantastic Four First Steps, when world leaders gathered together, Latveria's representative was mysteriously absent. Marvel intentionally left Victor's seat empty. Now that decision makes much more sense. The trailer heavily implies this Doom actually comes from the Fantastic Four's universe. Sue isn't talking about some random multiversal variant. She's talking about someone she actually knew, possibly Latveria's ruler, or at least someone important enough to attend meetings alongside the world's leaders. That would explain why she speaks about him with sadness instead of fear. She isn't introducing a villain, she's remembering a man who changed, and that changes everything. Sue continues explaining who Victor really was. He used to be kind, he used to care. That line completely changes the way we look at Doctor Doom, because Victor wasn't born a monster. Something broke him. Then Sue delivers what might be the trailer's most important line. Everything he loved was taken from him. As she says that, Doom stands beside his throne, staring up at a massive painting hanging above him. It's the same artwork Marvel teased months ago in the first official poster. Back then, fans thought the two figures in the painting were a young Victor and his mother, Cynthia Von Doom. But after this trailer sees that theory may no longer fit. Those figures could actually represent Victor's own family, his wife and child. If that's true, the trailer is revealing Doom's greatest tragedy without saying it directly. Everything he cared about, gone. His face is scarred, his kingdom feels empty, and all he has left is grief. Sue then says something even more heartbreaking. I knew he was lost. I didn't realize he was broken. As the camera slowly pulls away, Doom doesn't look like a man preparing for war. He looks completely isolated, but he's not actually alone. Standing beside him are mysterious women dressed in Latverian-style robes. That immediately connects to one of Marvel's oldest Doom storylines, the Witches of Latveria. Marvel has already hinted at these characters through merchandise, showing multiple witches wearing different colored robes. Now the trailer seems to confirm they're finally part of the MCU. The only question is, who are they? Could Scarlet Witch somehow be connected? Could Clea appear? Maybe Jean Grey? Or are these entirely new mystical characters serving Doom? Right now, nobody knows. But their presence proves Doom isn't relying only on technology anymore. Magic is clearly part of his empire. The trailer then cuts to a destroyed city. Marvel never tells us where this location is, but the next shot gives us an important clue. Magneto appears surrounded by massive destruction, almost as if an entire city has been ripped apart. Interestingly, Ian McKellen previously joked in an interview that he destroyed New Jersey. That suddenly makes this sequence much more interesting. This could easily be the opening battle that fans have been talking about for months. Remember the previous trailer? Professor X appeared to sense something catastrophic happening from miles away. As one of the world's strongest telepaths, he could literally feel millions of minds crying out at once. That would explain why everyone looks completely devastated here. Magneto doesn't look victorious, he looks defeated. Thor looks emotionally broken. Even Sue Storm sounds like she's barely holding herself together. Franklin Richards may have been kidnapped. Thor's adopted daughter Love could also be missing. The trailer quietly suggests Doom hasn't just beaten the heroes. He's taken away the people they care about most. That's exactly how he breaks them, not through strength, through loss. The next sequence completely changes the tone of the trailer. We see Reed Richards grabbing Dr. Doom by the collar and demanding answers. Did you do this? That reaction tells us something huge. Up until this moment, the heroes may not have believed Doom was the villain. It's possible Victor approached everyone claiming he wanted to stop the incursions. If that's true, Reed trusted him, at least for a while. But something happens that changes everything. Maybe Franklin Richards disappears. Maybe Doom triggers the incursion himself. Or maybe he sacrifices an entire world to achieve his goal. Whatever the truth is, this is the exact moment Reed realizes Victor has been manipulating everyone from the beginning. And then Dr. Doom delivers what could become the defining line of the entire movie. All of you have lived stolen lives, now you must give them back. That single sentence has multiple possible meanings. Think about everything that's happened throughout the MCU. After Thanos snapped half the universe away, Hulk reversed it and brought everyone back. Technically, millions of people returned after they were already supposed to be gone. Thor's adopted daughter Love was also brought back through eternity's power. Franklin Richards may even exist because reality itself was altered. From Doom's perspective, these aren't natural lives anymore. They're lives that were borrowed from fate, lives that were never supposed to continue, and now he believes reality wants them back. That would explain why Doom isn't acting like someone chasing power. He genuinely believes he's restoring balance. But there's another possibility. What if this is personal? If Victor truly lost his own family, why should everyone else get a second chance while the people he loved never returned? That pain alone could explain every decision he's making. He may believe the universe gave everyone else a miracle, except him, and now he's forcing reality to become fair again. If that's true, Doom doesn't see himself as the villain. He sees himself as the only person willing to correct a broken universe. That could also explain why the incursions are happening in the first place. Maybe they're not random disasters. Maybe Doom intentionally triggered them to merge multiple universes together and create the perfect reality. A reality where he can finally bring back everything he lost, whether that's his family, his kingdom, or both. One thing is becoming very clear. Dr. Doom isn't trying to conquer the multiverse. He's trying to rebuild it on his own terms. The trailer doesn't stop there. After Doom's speech, Marvel gives us a rapid montage of heroes preparing for war. We see Franklin Richards alongside Johnny Storm in what looks like an incredibly powerful cosmic sequence. The environment almost resembles the surface of a star. Some fans believe Franklin could be amplifying Johnny's powers, which wouldn't be surprising considering Franklin is one of the most powerful reality warpers in Marvel Comics. The trailer also gives us quick shots of Scott Lang and Cassie. Interestingly, Nightcrawler is nowhere to be seen. That could mean Marvel is intentionally hiding him, or he doesn't survive the opening battle. Cyclops also appears for only a brief moment, but it's impossible to ignore his condition. His face is covered in blood, and the entire sequence feels terrifying. In fact, that's what makes this trailer so different. Instead of feeling like a typical superhero movie, it almost feels like a horror film. Every frame makes Dr. Doom look less like a man, right, and more like an unstoppable force of nature. Then comes one of the coolest entrances in the entire trailer. Doom lands with unbelievable speed before facing Thor. By this point, every hero knows exactly who Victor really is. Thor steps forward and says, "I swear, you'll beg for death long before I grant it." It's a classic Thor threat, but Doom doesn't even flinch. Instead, he calmly responds with one of the coldest lines we've ever heard. "Hell answers to me." That line alone tells you everything about this version of Doctor Doom. He doesn't fear death. He doesn't fear gods. He believes he's above both. Seconds later, Thor attacks with Mjolnir, and Doom casually stops it with just 2 fingers. Then, using his own power, he throws Thor across the battlefield like it's nothing. At the same time, broken statues and massive structures begin rising around him through pure magic. It's exactly what earlier leaks described. Doom isn't fighting alone. He's controlling the battlefield itself, which means the Avengers aren't just fighting Doctor Doom. They're fighting an entire world under his control. Personally, I don't think this battle lasts very long. There's a good chance Sue Storm teleports everyone away before Doom completely overwhelms them, setting up the next phase of the story. Overall, this wasn't just another trailer, it was Marvel quietly revealing Doctor Doom's motivation, his emotional tragedy, and possibly even the movie's biggest theme: a man who lost everything, a hero who became broken, and someone who now believes the only way to fix reality is to tear it apart first. If Marvel executes this the right way, Doctor Doom could become one of the greatest villains the MCU has ever had. But now I want to hear your theory. Do you think Doom is truly the villain, or is he the only one who understands what's really happening? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.